So Michael's getting stuff ready for planting. So in the thick mulch, this is going to be our squash and pumpkins and rampicante and loofahs and big stuff. So he's dug down to the dirt, and then he's taking the compost and manure and getting that up to level of the mulch. And so we'll plant in the compost and manure, and that will give it something good for it to grow in, and then the roots will get down to the dirt, but we'll still have the benefit of the mulch all around. And once they start growing, we can then take this extra mulch that he's piled up, digging out the hole, and kind of smear it around the plants as well. And so this is, planting in wood chips can be very difficult. One, just because they're so bulky and they can crush your plants. So this is a way you can get the benefit of it while planting in something that's easier to mess with, and then coming back and pushing the wood chips around the plants as they grow. So we're just using this stuff right here. You got it at Tractor Supply. It's cheap. It's probably not the greatest thing, but it's got a
good consistency. It's just not. It doesn't have a lot of fertilizer added.
So he said it's not got a lot of fertilizer, but it's a good consistency. So it says it's got manure and hummus, humus, whatever you want to call it. So that's what we're using. The holes, and it's what, like $2 and something a bag.
Yeah, it's like $2.50.
$2.50 a bag. Probably not the greatest stuff, but it's still it's better than what this dirt is, I'm sure. So we're encountering a problem with the mulch that we got. It's not everywhere, but I don't know if you can see it. Those are ants crawling around. And there was a nest somewhere in here. It's not the whole bed, it's just kind of up here in this certain area. But a lot of people are getting ant bit. And so we're hoping that now that this is spread out and it's not a big mound, that it's disturbed them enough that they'll move on. So hopefully that's what happens. All right, so we're gonna try something today. I actually haven't done this before, but I've done it with other things. But we're going to take these cuttings of green onions that have a little bit of the tip on it, and we're gonna replant them, and they should regrow more green onions. So that's what we're gonna try. And I haven't done it with green onions before, but I have done it with celery and I've done it with lettuce, so it should work out. So this is going to be Micah's job. All right, Micah, what we're going to do, let's go to that first hole right there. No, not the whole thing. So what we're going to do, green onions are super tiny. So you're going to actually put 4. You're going to put a hole here, and a hole there, and a hole there, and a hole there. And then you're going to plant this in there, but you're going to leave a little bit of the white sticking out. You're going to cover the roots, okay? And then you'll have to pack the dirt around the roots so that they don't dry out. All right, you got a new one? All right, here you go. And here's the next one. And here's another one.
I didn't make that many holes. Well, I have one more hole.
Okay. Now stick the roots in and make sure the dirt is packed all the way around so no roots are showing. And you kind of push it down a little bit so that they're in the dirt real good. All right, let's see, I think you need to push the other ones in a little bit. So kind of like around it, smush the dirt down, kind of around it.
Okay.
So it's in there good. Actually.
Do you want me to put 4 holes in this one?
All right, let's see.
Why don't we put
All right, so they're in there.
Why don't we put 4 holes in the one in the middle?
You can do that. There's probably room for that. I want to add that in another video the other day, I was talking about how frustrated I was because the garden, I don't even know if you can tell, it's not growing all that great. And it's not, but I'm about 2 weeks behind on putting videos on YouTube. And so when I was editing a video yesterday, I was seeing what it looked like about 2 weeks ago, and it has grown a lot. It made me feel a little bit better, even though it's not growing as much as it should. So I just wanted to share, I am behind on YouTube. And anyway, it was kind of nice to be able to just look back a couple weeks ago and say, oh, it is doing something. So I am like in the documenting. So we got these cups back on, because until tomorrow, I think it's supposed to be back down in the 40s. So all this week goes back in the 40s, and that should be the very end of it, because all the blackberries should be done blooming. And so tomorrow, or maybe Sunday, I'll have to double check on the days, we'll take all these cups back off and hopefully be completely done with them. Now we got to figure out, today is a leafy planting day by the moon, and I have a few more things I want to try to get over in this bed. So I know in the back I want to plant the Orach, and then we have 3 rows of asparagus that haven't come up yet, and then we have 2 rows, I don't know if you can see my hand, 2 rows right there of parsnips. And so we're going to do 1 row right here that you can see. I think I'm going to put Mizuna there. Trying to figure out, I'd actually like to do a 4th row right there, but it'll mess up matching those rows over there, so I might skip it. And I might do maybe two rows here and then another patch there for my herbs and flowers that I want to go. So I got to figure that out. Okay, so I decided to do 4 rows over here. The 3rd row actually ended up coming to the walkway, so it wasn't going to be even anyway, and I'll be able to get more planting in here. So we'll do this, and then over there we'll have a little walkway, and then we'll have a final 2, maybe 3 if I'm real close about it, rows to the edge of the mulch. And I know the last row I want it to be chives. I got a common chive and a garlic chive and flowers that are like 10 inches tall, and so we'll alternate those and have it, you can't see my finger, just go, you know, one and then a flower and then another chive and a flower to finish that off. So this is, I think the sun is too bright coming in for you to be able to see, but this is much thinner than it was in the new area where Michael was getting the big holes out of, but still they're pulling back the wood chips that's here, and they'll put a layer of compost so that it's more level, and then we'll plant in that. So you saw me walking on top of the stuff to get the compost pressed down and the seeds pressed into it. And most things will tell you never step on your garden, never walk on your stuff, you never want to compact your soil. And my husband's grandfather, he used to be a sharecropper way back in the day, doing all the cotton fields in the South. And, well, he didn't do all the cotton fields in the South, but you know what I mean. And he said that the cotton that grew the best was the ones that grew in the ruts of when the wagon wheels would roll over and press it into the ground. And so our ground, the way we normally plant, with it being a mulched area, we ruffle up just where we're going to plant and sprinkle the seeds on it. So normally we would do straw, and we have a little garden cloth. So normally what we've used in the past, this is our first year using wood chips, we'd have straw bedding down, especially from, not always, but from our goats or chickens, and which makes the absolute best gardens ever. And so when we go to plant, we just take the garden claw and just twist it to loosen up whatever row or whatever spot we're planting, sprinkle the seeds, and then stomp on top of it or walk on top of it and be done. And it actually works really good, so don't really listen to that. Okay, I don't know if you can see, but the very back of my dirty finger, we got a row of Orach going down. So then we have 3 of asparagus. They're kind of not catty corner, but crisscross from each other. Then we have a walkway. Then we have 2 rows of parsley. We're growing the parsley for the roots. We've never done that before. I've never had parsley roots. So we got two rows of parsley. Then we got 1 row of, oh golly, I think that one was the Komatsuma. I don't know how you pronounce it, but in case you didn't catch it on the other hyper Komatsuma spinach mustard. So it's a mustard, but it's more mild like a spinach. So we did 1 row of that, and then the next row we did this Mizuna Bini Hush. It is adaptable to both extreme heat and cold, which is what we need. So hopefully that will actually last all year and into spring next year. So then we've got a tiny walkway, and we did 2 rows of fennel. And so then we'll do 1 more row after that when it's time by the moon, and I'll have flowers and my chives. So that's what we got today. So everything's been watered, and we've had lots of days of rain and overcastness, so I'm hoping that everything will get up real quickly. There's several herbs and things that we've got in here that haven't sprouted yet, so I'm hoping this little extra bit of watering that we just got in the sunshine. We had clear skies all day today. Hopefully that'll get everything up. But I want to end on some happiness. These are them radishes. I don't even know how old they are. A week and a half. And they're starting to get their first set of true leaves. And so once they get their first set of true leaves, we'll start the countdown of 18 days. And they should hopefully be done in 18 days, because that's what this variety is maturity time is supposed to be. And so this will be the test to see if this fertilizer is enough to fix whatever's wrong in the soil. But the other radishes weren't doing well on. But you can see we've also got the carrots, and so I'm excited about that. These are a type of carrot that can handle extreme heat, and they stay sweet, so I'm excited about that. This is the first time we'll be trying those. And so anyway, this makes me happy. All these carrots and radishes going down, and if everything goes according to plan, these radishes will be out in about 18 days, maybe a little bit longer, to let all of them get their first set of true leaves in good, and then we'll start that countdown. But anyway, I'm excited about this. So have a good evening. So I totally forgot to share this, and this is a good, let's see if it'll focus. Right here we had a pea blossom, a pea blossom bloom, and it's already shriveled up, so we will start to have a baby pea coming in tomorrow. There's another blossom here. It hadn't opened yet, and there's, I don't know where they all are, but I've seen several today. Oh, let's see. There's one right there. This patch, they're starting to look real nice. They're real nice and green. You can see that little pea blossom going to open tomorrow, so that makes me happy. Check out that new growth on the strawberry. So that makes me happy. I got new growth right there, if you can see it. That makes me happy. That one the other day, it looked nice and green, but today it doesn't look green, but there's still definitely, let's see if you'll be able to see it. There is definitely a new leaf coming in right there, and there looks like one or a runner or something trying to come in there and there. So that's exciting to me. Hopefully these aren't dead. The other ones that got so hurt when I pulled them out of the dark box and put them in the window, those look like they might die. Actually, I'll show you those for a sign off for today. Oh, and they got all that fence up, so the barred rock chickens, they get to be out. It goes way down there. I don't know if you can tell. So they got that whole area. Comes, see if I can show you from here. Goes down, well, got dark on me. Goes down there, way down there. So they've got this nice area, and they're happy to finally get out of their tractor. So they got a compost pile right there for them to scratch in and turn into some beautiful, rich stuff, and then mulch to help keep everything nice and tidy. This is a little walkway so that they couldn't get to my in-laws' tomatoes. They were going to bring it right up, and I was like, they'll eat the tomatoes through the fence. So they left a walkway, so there's a gate over there to that garden. So it's a little bit of a maze, but it all works. What'd you just say?
I kind of like that it's a maze.
And why is that?
I just like mazes.
Okay, here's the pathetic strawberries. And these are the Old North Sea that I got, and I didn't actually even get them in that much sun. I put them in the window, and it was overcast, so it just came out for a few minutes, and they just wilted right up. And that one's actually not the worst. This one, oh my goodness. So I'm just hoping that they'll send some new growth out of there, out of the roots. That's what I'm hoping. So this one's pathetic. It still has some color in this one stem, but the leaf is gone. So I'm hoping that they do okay. And if not, I'm hoping that all these seeds that we planted for the Old North Sea, that they will germinate and grow fine. But hopefully these plants will grow good, because that's a little expensive. I have not bought them in years past, even though I wanted them, because I just felt like $15 for 3 plants just wasn't really worth it. And this year I just decided to do it. And so it'd be really, really depressing if they all just die. Not uncoverably depressing, just not what I want to happen. So we moved the quail pen in here into the chicken fence. We did have them outside over there, but they are just wasting a whole lot of food. And so Michael had the great idea. If we brought them in here, then as they drop it, when we move it, the chickens would then be able to recover that food. So it wouldn't be a total waste. So Michael got all the coops and everything scooted a little bit today. Did you hear it? That is how a quail crows. So that little guy right there standing up straight with the reddish brown belly, he was just crowing. I've been wanting to catch that so y'all could hear it. Maybe they'll do it again. Anyway, so he's been moves everybody every day or two, and that helps disperse the manure evenly over the ground. It also makes it where no ground has grass dye because it's going without the sunshine on it. So it's just helping improve the field and everything. So I was expecting some little buddies to come visit me. Hey, chick, 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 chick. Because usually they come out here, or when I come out here, they come and hop up on my lap and things. But anyway, maybe one more crow. We'll crow. He's kind of standing up. Go ahead, little rooster, crow. Well, I meant today to get the kids to gather up branches and everything to get that covered part to have a hay and stuff in there and some evergreen branches, so it'd be a more natural habitat for them. Been meaning to do it. We just had all kind of stuff going on, but hopefully that's something they can get done tomorrow. Now, I bet as soon as I turn this video off, somebody's gonna crow. Here goes the chicken. Hey, sweetie, you gonna come see me? Come on. Here, I'll put him. Well, he did. He just didn't let me see him do it. So that one's standing up a bit. Come on, crow again. Well, at least you got to hear it. Well, they're happy. They like to play. This one right here is a girl. Hey, sweetie. Let's see if they'll focus on her. Come on, focus. There we go. So her belly is spotted. And this one coming up here, if you'll focus on him. Okay. Yay! One crow, but you didn't get to see him. Come on, focus on that guy. There we go. That red belly, reddish brown belly, that is a boy. And then when they have a speckled belly, it's a girl. I have one of the chickens was pecking the phone. So that's why you're shaking all over it now. He's trying to peck the screen. Pick up your head a little bit, boy. I don't know if you can tell, but his belly is like a brownie with like a little reddish of a color, and then the girls, they have a speckled belly. So that's the main difference. They're slightly different in size, but it's not enough to be able to tell. Let's see if I can get a girl. Oh, well, this one's a girl over here. Right. Oh, she turned. It's a girl over there. Anyway. As you can see, we're still having our blackberry winter. They're still in bloom, so that's why it's still chilly a little bit. But it should be warming up shortly, and those blooms should probably be about done and about to start dying off. I want to add, so now that the quail roosters are crowing, it means they're coming into maturity, and we are expecting to start finding eggs any day now. There he goes. So that'll be exciting once we start getting eggs. So if you don't know, quail eggs are actually mast cell stabilizers, and they have natural antihistamine properties. And my daughter's been taking it's tablets, but it's quail eggs is the active ingredient. It's got some berry flavors and stevia and xylitol or erythritol for sweetener. I can't remember what the sweetener is. I know it's not sugar or like aspartame or anything, but it's one of those three or a combination. But she started using that, and it used to be that she had an asthma inhaler, and she would have to use it the maximum amount of times a day, and about an hour, maybe even 30 minutes before the next dose that she could take, it would just completely wear off where she couldn't breathe, and she was already doing the most that she could do. And we got her, she wanted to get off of it. She didn't like taking the medicine, and so we started some natural stuff. We did some inhalers that had essential oils in it, and I don't remember what all we did. She was on some different breathing tinctures and things, and I don't remember what all we did. But then we got to the quail eggs, and the first brand we started with was Pollen Block, and that really, it got her completely off an inhaler. She's been off for probably 2 or more years, and so that was a big thing. So actually they're hard, a lot of times they go out of stock, and so she had ended up having to use a different brand called All Clear, and clear is with a Q. She actually ended up liking that one better than the other one. It has a little bit of quercetin in it. That's really the only difference. They're both the same flavor. They're both the same sweetener. But it's just got a little bit of quercetin in it. And so maybe that little bit makes her feel a little bit different. But anyway, she has got off of it, and she notices a difference if she doesn't take it, you know, with her breathing, and so it's been a big help. So we're hoping that if she starts eating it every day, then she won't have to take the supplement. And I have a lot of allergy problems, and I haven't been able to try hers because I'm really sensitive to smells, and I can't have any fruit except for apples and blueberries. And so the fruity smell of it, I can't even handle the smell, so I haven't even tried them. But hoping that if I start eating the eggs daily, that will be a few times a week, that will be a improvement for me and be a new food that I can have, because I haven't been able to eat a lot of foods for a long time, but especially last year and a half, I've only had 11 foods, and that includes my fats and my seasonings. And just here in the last few months, I've been slowly adding in certain foods that are low histamine and less likely to give me a reaction. And so that would be a new food. It'd be nice to be able to have eggs. I haven't had eggs in over a year and a half, and so that will be nice. But anyway, but also it's not just a hypothetical. PubMed, they have several studies about the effectiveness of quail eggs on allergies, and really all allergies, even food allergies, and even against eczema and psoriasis. It helps with that. And so it's something that they have found in studies, to peer review studies, to actually be effective for allergies. So it's not just a hoopla, old wives' tales. So if you have allergies, there might be something that you could give a try that really doesn't have any side effects, unless you happen to be allergic to quail eggs. So they're super easy to keep, they're super easy to take care of, and they're cute. They're not something that wants all kind of attention if you're not into that. Actually, they don't like to be petted and all that stuff anyway, but if you're in a place where you can't have chickens, you might could get away with having quail, and being in they don't need a large area, so maybe that's something you could get away with. And give you eggs and quick meat. They start laying in about 6 to 8 weeks, and they're ready to butcher in 6 to 8 weeks. So they're a pretty quick investment to start getting food out of your homestead.